This lecture continues the discussion of legal issues in advanced public relations and marketing. Customers have rights under law to know about safety issues and company business practices. Copyrights are exclusive rights to profit from creative creations. Plagiarism is a violation of copyrights. Defamation means to tell a lie that harms someone. People also have a right to privacy. And contract law governs the relationship between parties. Consumers can use the Freedom of Information Act to see some documents that were filed by businesses with the government in order to comply with regulations. In addition, most states have sunshine laws that require local government ruling bodies like city councils and county boards of commissioners to meet in public. Then voters can attend the meetings. Some are even televised on public access cable channels, and more importantly, members of the press can attend and report on the meetings. Consumers have some rights to privacy under federal and state laws. However, the development of data sets gleaned from the internet threatens this privacy. In addition, the federal government has established a no-call list so that people can avoid calls from telemarketers. As soon as someone creates a document, as soon as they lift a pen up from the piece of paper, as soon as they take the paintbrush away from the painting, as soon as they finish the last note of music, the work is copyrighted. There is no requirement to register the copyright or even to put the copyright symbol on the document. In America, copyrights last 70 years after the death of the author. Copyrights cover all types of intellectual property, including written documents, works of art, and even computer programs. There are three exceptions to the general rules about copyrights. First, it is fair use for educational purposes, but the copyrighted material cannot be posted on the internet, but rather it must be confined within the educational institution, and it must be for an educational purpose. The student union can't show copyrighted movies for free just by claiming the educational fair use exception. Disney pursued elementary schools in court, so now across the country, most school districts subscribe to a service that pays royalties to Disney and other studios for movies that they show during the school day. However, a second exception is that short video clips can be shown to report the news. For example, video clips from games that are televised on other channels may be used to report the news, but the clips cannot last more than 30 seconds. In addition, theater, movie, or book critics can quote materials in articles that they write for newspapers or magazines. Plagiarism is a violation of copyright laws. You should assume that everything is copyrighted unless it's otherwise noted. Technically, one cannot copy more than 3 words in a row from copyrighted materials. Also, students must cite sources within the paper. The third requirement is for bibliography at the end of the paper. Students must do all 3 things: write in your own words, cite sources within the paper, and include a bibliography. Plagiarism is serious business. Politicians have lost elections, journalists have lost jobs, and authors have been forced to pay large sums of money, all for cases of plagiarism. Trademarks must be registered with the U.S. Patent Office. Combinations of words and symbols make up most trademarks. But there are limits to what can be trademarked. For example, the New Orleans Saints tried to trademark "Who Dat," but the courts ruled that the phrase was in common use. Defamation means lies that damage someone's reputation. Published lies are called libel. This includes written materials as well as something said on a broadcast show. Spoken lies are called slander. However, U.S. courts have ruled that public figures must not only prove that the statement was false and that it damaged their reputation, but also that the person did it with actual malice. This is a difficult test to meet, but a few American celebrities have successfully sued some tabloids over some outrageous stories. Journalists and public relation professionals have three protections from defamation lawsuits. The best defense is the truth, regardless of how much embarrassment it causes. Reporters can also safely write objective reports about government actions. The third defense is that the speaker had a reasonable belief that the statement was true when he made it. People have a right to privacy when they are not in public places. In addition, two federal laws specifically ensure privacy for medical records and for college records. In other cases, federal agencies have issued regulations ensuring privacy, such as the Internal Revenue Service. Public relation practitioners have to also deal with contract law. Contracts result from a clear written agreement between two parties. One party makes an offer, and the other party has to accept it in order for there to be a contract. Business contracts must be written. However, even with a written contract, neither party can sue for damages unless they have taken some action in reliance on the contract terms and have suffered some damages. Consumerism changed the way that corporations conduct business. You should assume that everything is copyrighted unless there is a specific note putting the work in the public domain. There are three exceptions to U.S. copyright laws which permit fair use of the materials: educational use, news reporting, and articles by critics. And students must do three things to avoid plagiarism. First, you must paraphrase it in your own words. Second, you must insert citations within the body of the paper. And third, you must put a bibliography at the end of the paper. Trademarks consist of symbols and words which represent the brand of the company. Defamations mean lies. Published lies are called libel, while spoken lies are called slander. Truth is the best defense from a defamation lawsuit. People have a right to privacy, except when they're in public places. And contracts must be written agreements with a clear meeting of the minds.